Hey, it's Sarah. I'm here to share a little boundary wisdom with you. So if you are an entrepreneur or provide services of any sort, or maybe you're out there as a yogi or a poet or some kind of something with some kind of expertise, one of the best ways to have boundaries is to develop policies. And you don't even have to be an entrepreneur to develop a policy. For example, maybe you're going to develop a policy like I did around attending parties where people are selling things. Now, this doesn't mean it has to be a hard and fast rule, but because you're always in charge, you're the boss, you can always change your mind. But if somebody asks you to go to a fill in the blank party where they're going to sell things, you can just simply say, I'm not able to attend. Thank you so much for the invitation. I have a policy. I just don't go to events like that. The other way it can work is at work. For example, I'll just share a little story from my own practice. When I first started out coaching, I had a lot of free time on my hands because I was building up my practice. And so I had this option on my schedule where you could book like 15-20 minutes to talk with me to see if we might be a good fit. But as I got busier and busier and more successful, I started realizing that I really didn't have time for those calls anymore. And it started kind of stressing me out when people would email me and ask to book one of those kinds of sessions, or they would book one of those sessions. I would feel stressed. And so what I realized is I need to have a policy for that. So I stopped doing those free sessions for one thing. And if somebody wanted to ask questions to me about how to write books or how to launch a coaching practice or any number of things that they perceive me to be an expert at, I had an option on my schedule where you can just opt for a pick your brain session where you can book that with me. And that stopped all the free calls, which again, were great for building a business, but once you're successful, you don't necessarily or may not need those. And then I quickly, when people would say, hey, I'm wondering if you can help me with book writing or how to create a card deck or whatever, fill in the blank what the question was, I'd say, hey, I'd be happy to. Here's an option where you can book a Pick My Brain session and we can dive into all that. So when you're thinking about a boundary, think about it in terms of creating a policy. Whose policies do you admire in the businesses that you love? And maybe adopt one of their ideas to fit what you need. Hope that was helpful. And to learn much more about boundaries, get my fully illustrated, full color, my boundaries workbook called Boundaries Make Love Possible. You can find it at followyourfeelgood.com. Thanks for watching.